Have you heard our ratings?
I haven't, Peter, no.
Excellent. We've got Coronation Street coming in at 17 million, Brookside at 16 million, and we're in at 12.
12 million?
No, 12.
Online communications is essentially about the ability to communicate with others using computers. In college, Pete and I can communicate with you, and you with us of course, using a communications tool called First Class. Through First Class we can send and receive messages, take part in conferences, send data files to one another and so on. Because we all use the same computer network, this communication doesn't extend beyond the confines of the college.
But online communications can involve much more than this. In today's business world, this type of communication is already commonplace. The so-called information superhighway, the internet, extends right around the globe, linking thousands of businesses, educational establishments, and private individuals. Well, you've probably heard a lot about the information superhighway and the internet. This is online communications in a big way. I'm just going to give you a very quick demonstration of how to get in on the internet. I'm going to call up the BBC. And as you can see, this is a Windows application, one of the very important reasons why you should learn how to use Windows. The BBC's homepage is just loading in now. It takes just a few seconds to get up, especially when you bring in pictures. And I'm going to browse down and have a look at the BBC Networking Club. Notice these are hypertext links where you click on highlighted words. Welcome here. I want to find out about what the BBC Networking Club is. Another click. There we go. This is the Networking Club's homepage. And just to give you a brief idea, I'm going to go to frequently asked questions. And here we have an explanation of why the BBC has decided to get involved with the internet. They say it's the best way of communicating with people. And of course the BBC are well placed to promote communication. They've got a wide public audience. That was just a very quick surf on the net. I'm afraid you won't be able to do this from within college, but perhaps you might be able to get connected at home at a future date. Furthermore, the kind of communication now possible goes way beyond the scope of text-based messaging systems such as email. Thanks to the latest developments in telecommunications technology, video conferencing is now a reality. A video conference is just like any other conference. Delegates sit down face-to-face and talk to each other. Only in a video conference, the delegates can be in different parts of the country or even different continents. Hello, Debbie.
Hello, Peter. Hi.
Hi. I'm making a video for some students who are doing a CLATE course in basic computer technology, and this is an online communications module. How many people are using, and what sort of people are they using video conferencing today?
Using video conferencing today is worldwide now, vastly becoming so. Retail industry, automotive industry, education, governmental departments, finance. Basically, the growth rate since '94 has been 60% overall from '93. So it's a vast expanding network which is becoming increasingly popular.
And by becoming more popular, it's getting cheaper for everybody too, I presume.
It is coming down, yes.
Right, well, I'm sorry it's such a short call, but thank you for your time. You can wave at everybody on our TV channel. Bye-bye.
Nice to speak to you, Peter. Bye-bye.
Online communications is set to change the way we conduct our lives in many different ways, and not just in the business world. Shopping from the comfort of your armchair may or may not appeal to you, but it's already here. The Americans have been doing just that for some time. Soon you'll have the option to order next week's groceries or a new three-piece suite through your television.
Ladies, this may be the end of shopping as you know it.
It's all possible now, thanks to computers and online communications. However, CLATE doesn't require you to establish communications links all over the world. You do need to know something about first class, though. So we're off now to the Learn Centre to show you some of the basics. Ready, Pete?
Yes, fine. Let's go. There's a student here, Tony, who's using first class. Do you mind if we interrupt you, Tim?
Sure.
We're lucky enough to have found a student who's using first class, and I'm going to ask Tony to log in on this machine down here, and we're going to see some of the benefits of using first class between two machines. I'm going to ask Tim, who's sitting next to him, which is a very artificial situation, of course. He might even be in another country, let alone sitting next to him. But I'm going to ask Tim to send him a message. Okay, well, Tony hasn't got any messages, so I'm going to ask Tim to send Tony a message. So, Tim, choose Message from the menu bar and New Message. As you can see, a new message form appears. The sender's name is already filled in. Tim's going to fill in the subject, something like hello, and press enter. Now we have to decide who we're going to send it to, and this is addressing. And I'm going to show you all a shortcut here. Type a T, Tim. Press enter, that's it. And here we get the directory. And this brings up anything that has a T in it. So if you scroll down, choose Tony, press enter, it's ready addressed. And now all you need to do is to bring your mouse cursor down into the message area and type a very quick message. Now then, one might think that the next obvious step would be to go back to message. But a very useful feature of first class is the palette. Tim, just choose Window from the menu and down to Palette. Now the palette offers you shortcut buttons, and one of the buttons on the screen here is a postmark button. It's Send. So Tim is going to send the message now, and we should see a red flag appear on Tony's screen. The message has arrived. A red flag appears by Tony's mailbox. So Tony, you want to read the message. Move your mouse cursor to the mailbox icon and double click. The message title appears. You now have to double click that. And there's your message. What does it say?
Hello, Tony.
Well done, Tony. Okay, Tony, you want to reply to the message now. Just like Tim did, bring down your palette. Go to Window. Okay, you'll see the button under the Send is Reply. Click it. Okay, a ready address message. All you need to do is type. So, there we can go. And now the message is typed. All Tony does is click the postmark on the palette to send it. And off it goes. Let's have a look at communications through chit-chat. I'm going to ask both of my guinea pigs to talk to each other. A bit artificial because they're sitting next to each other, but this could happen across a college, across a campus, a continent even. So let's choose chit-chat. And here we have to go to Service. So both of you choose Service. Private Chat. And you'll see you have a private chat window appear, and it says such and such has joined the chat, whoever you are. Now, what we'll have to do is get Tony to invite Tim. So Tony, what you need to do is to select a user to invite. I think it's hiding behind your palette. Okay, who's online? Is Tim there?
Yep.
Choose him.
Selected already.
And click invite. Now Tim will get an invitation to chat, which he can decline if he wants to, but he better not because he'll ruin the program. So Tim, accept the invitation and the two of you can start chatting away using the text box in the top window. So who's going to write first? Tim's message has arrived on Tony's screen. And Tony's replying. It's very straightforward, and in actual fact, if you were conducting a meeting from one place to another, you can actually save the chat transcript as a file. Okay, that's private chat. One of the tasks you'll all have to do is send a file and receive a file. So I'm going to ask Tim now to send a file to Tony. He's got a Clate floppy disk and he's put it in his disk drive. Okay, Tim, either from the palette or from the menu, you want to send a new message. Call it file attachment, or just file, that's quicker, isn't it? Enter to Tony. Notice he's going to type Tony, press enter, and it automatically finds Tony Swithenby because he's the only Tony in the directory. Now we want to attach a file. So you can choose from the palette the attached button. That's it. Now it's reading drive A, and we'll send what? Setup text. So select it, click OK, and it's uploaded setup text, and notice attachments has come. Just go into the message window, Tim, and say I have sent you a message. No, the message window of the letter there, that's it. I have sent you setup text or something like that. Now the file is uploaded, and when Tim presses send, Tony will receive not only the message, he'll receive the file as well. Off it goes. Okay, the message has arrived, Tony. Double click on setup test. Here we get the file save as dialog box. The file name's in. We're in the right drive, fortunately, so just click OK. Now you see we get a file transfer dialog box, and this actually will take some time, but in the meantime you can carry on doing anything you like. Okay, finally I'd like to show you how to contribute to a conference. There doesn't seem to be much activity going on in the conferences at the moment, so let's hope this gives you a bit of encouragement. Okay, we're all starving at the moment, Tim, so I think food would be a good conference to make a contribution to. So double click on food. Now, you send a message to a conference in exactly the same way as you send a message to an individual, except everybody can read it. So you need to go to Message New. You see, the conference is addressed to food. Put a subject, I'm starving. Press enter. Now you need to put a message that everyone's going to read down there, just like a normal message. Let's go for lunch. And you send it in exactly the same way. The only difference is here is that everybody can read it. So Tony will now get this message, and with any luck, if he reads it and replies, we can all see the contents of the conference. So Tim, if you go and get the conference back again, so if you close that message down, your message has appeared there. Maybe Tony's message will appear if he does a reply. There you go. Tony's contribution has arrived. Do you want to read it, Tim? Simply double click. And Tony's having steak.
Well, I've certainly learned something about online communications today, and we hope you have too. We'd just like to thank Tim, our student guinea pig, for helping us, and Pete and I are going to carry on now with some chit-chat and conferencing and sending mail messages to one another.
No, we're not. We're going to the pub.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again soon.